Okay, grade 9 students. Hopefully yesterday's Reachback didn't affect your brain too much and you guys are raring to go for your second video. Today is Wednesday, April 8th, and I'm sitting here in my basement in front of my portable smartboard, ready to deliver 7 questions to you guys, and hopefully you're all right. So today we're going to do a little bit something different. So to start off, if you'd like to get a copy of these 7 questions, just type this address into your browser. It's tinyurl.com/reachback2. Or if you want, you can just copy and paste it from the description of the video. It's there in the description. Or if you don't want to do either one of those things, just watch this video and fast forward to all 7 questions. Press pause at each and copy and write down the questions, and then you can work it out on a piece of paper. Now, preferably, if you could do it on one piece of paper, that would be great, because what I'm going to get you to do at the end of this activity, at the end of this video, I'm going to get you to take a picture of your work, and I want you to email me at my school email address a picture of your work, okay? In the subject of the email, just write down your full name. So if your name is Joe Green, write down Joe Green, and also write down Reachback 2. So in the subject, it's going to say Joe Green, Reachback 2. So that way when I get all the emails, I'll know exactly who it's from and what it's about. And then tomorrow, which is different than normally, I'm going to post a second video with the answers, and you're going to be able to correct it. Now, don't worry about it. If you only get 2 or 3 right today, it's okay. It's a reach back. Your brains are all mush from being home anyway, so I'm not going to hold you too accountable to it all. Just make sure you do your best, show all your work as best you can. If you leave it blank, that's fine. When I get the picture and I see you only got 2 or 3 right, or you only answered 2 or 3, that's completely fine. It's only going to be you and me that know how many you got right. Tomorrow when I post the video with the answers, you're going to be able to go back and take that piece of paper and write down all of the things you should have done the first time. Okay? So don't worry about it. It's all form, but if it's not worth marks, it's not going to affect your high school admissions. So the first question that you're going to do is from Chapter 2 on rational numbers. And it's very similar to the one we did on Monday. So if you did the one on Monday, it's not a huge variation. As you do this question, though, please make sure that you take note of the negative symbols. And keep in mind bed mass, and keep in mind what you do when you multiply fractions and the difference between multiplying fractions and adding fractions. And the second question, again, it's not significantly different than Monday's question. You have a string of 4 exponential forms that you're supposed to add or subtract. Make sure you show your work for each of them and just treat it like a bed mass question. Make sure you also remember the difference between when a base is negative and when it's not negative, okay? And that's important. Question 3 is a little bit different than Monday's sheet in that we are adding and subtracting polynomials, but I think Monday's question was adding 2 trinomials, and as you can see, this is subtracting trinomials, so please make sure you remember what you're supposed to do when you subtract a trinomial. And also take note of the order of the terms in each trinomial. I did not keep them in the proper order of degree, so be careful when you gather like terms what you're supposed to do. Chapter 4, or question 4 is on Chapter 7, which is on multiplying and dividing polynomials. On Monday, I gave you a multiplication of a monomial by a trinomial, and today's question from Chapter 7 is a division of a trinomial by a monomial. So make sure that you treat it like you kind of did with the multiplication, because the distributive property idea does play out in division as well. Question 5 is everybody's favorite chapter, Chapter 8 on solving linear relations or algebra. Solve for x. As you do this question, please remember that the easiest way to do it, there are 2 ways we did it. You can multiply both sides by a common multiple of the denominators if you want. That works, but for this question, it probably works better if you treat it like a grade 7 question, meaning use opposite operation and get rid of your constant first, and then once that is done, get rid of your coefficient using opposite operation. It should work out okay if you do it that way. Question 6 is from your Chapter 9 on inequalities. Here you have a simple inequality. It says 10 is less than 14 plus 2x. It asks you to solve for x, so that's using your algebra sense. And once you have your solution, unlike algebra where there is just one value for x, of course inequalities have infinite values of x. So make sure you graph on a number line your solution. And finally, the last question, which we didn't do on Monday, but I added it today, is your linear relations, which we were working on just before March break, and we didn't get a chance to summatively assess it, but this question comes directly from the chapter. Remember when you are looking for your equation for x and y, the difference of y divided by the difference of x equals the coefficient in your equation. Now, if that makes sense to you, that probably is a pretty big hint for you. But if it doesn't, and you can't do this question, don't worry about it. Tomorrow when I show you the answer, just make a note of the things you should have been able to do, and I think probably that will refresh your memory. Okay, so those 7 questions are what are due for tomorrow. Good luck with doing the questions. Again, if you want to go back to tinyurl.com, you can download the PDF version. I think it's right here. If you want to go to that page, or just copy and paste it, you will get a PDF copy of the work if that's something you need. Otherwise, just use the questions here, and good luck. We'll see you tomorrow.